Drama at Citizen TV after the ODM vultures stranded and they couldn't explain what so-called the broad-based government after Ayub abdakir strongly believe that this broad-based government is fake and Kenyans ought to understand what Raila and William Ruto are in up to this moment.
So it is about tribal composition. There is nothing new here. There is nothing about Kenya.
And which has been what has charged the political landscape in Kenya. If we are to look at the 2013 coming together of TNA and URP, largely driven by two parties who at the time charged at the ICC for crimes against humanity, William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta. 2017, we saw the opposition come together under NASA outfit, Kalonzo Musyoka, Raila Odinga, Mudavadi and co, including Wetangula, and so was in 2022. What then is different with the Gachagua outfit?
Great.
Isn't Kenya an ethno-majoritarian democracy?
That is where the problem is, and that is what you should ask them. That what is so new, because we have seen these compositions before, and you have given an elaborate catalog of some of those. And from where I said, and we have gone beyond tribe as ODM party, and that is why we have representation everywhere. Unlike Mbui's party, which is only confined in the 4 counties of Ukambani.
But they do have representation equal across the country.
Well, the one they have, they fired. He just said here. That was the only one outside.
There are others.
That's the only one. I don't know, but I said in Parliament, that is the only one. They fired. So, Fred Matiang'i.
But then, Honorable Jared, how do you delink the president from equally being a party to that? Because you just said in your previous submissions that in the appointments, for example, he makes in cabinet, he considers regional balance. Basically,
right.
It's ethnic composition, is it?
No. Regions and ethnic compositions are totally different. And actually, regions are recognized in law.
So what then explains why, for example, Central Kenya region had a majority cabinet representation when the president formed this cabinet?
That you should ask them. Actually, the appointing authority. And that is where the problem is. They had 2 people controlling government at the time they were elected or announced. Let me use the word announced as winners. Yeah. You had Wamunyoro, who is now the head of Wamunyoro Rigiji, and President William Ruto. And each person had to bring in his people into that cabinet so that they could share. Who did Wamunyoro bring? And you are right to say, only people from the mountain. And by the way, Wamunyoro group, and by extension their leader, Rigiji, is so much into the mountain idea that they lose the bigger picture of nationalism. So that is why when they were making this cabinet composition, he brought 10 out of a cabinet of 22, 10 from the mountain. Because that is his Kenya. His republic is just the mountain. And that is why we said, if this person continues the next 5 years in office, it will be disastrous for our nation. We have to hound him out of office, and we did.
And he never made the appointments. You said he brought 10 people on board.
Right.
10 nominees.
So, correct. And they were
nominated by who?
By the appointing authority.
Who is?
Who is the president.
So is he part of the problem as well?
When we are in partnership with you, we are doing business, for example, and we have made profits. And you tell me that out of the profits that we have made, please pay so and so and so and so for me because I owe them debts. Who am I to refuse to pay as you have directed? That is exactly what the president did. Do you fault him for doing that? Those were his shares, and he gave them to his people. And now the president was left with the bigger responsibility of looking at the nation and distributing the little chances he remained with across board. Okay. And that is where the problem is. But let me come to Fred Matiang'i.
Yes, please, as you conclude.
No, see, we still have time. Don't conclude.
It's my turn.
Well, there must be an order that you have to finish up, but I could not conclude.
Fred Matiang'i, as has been said here, my friends here claim that he has a record. And you were very right to say he ignored a plethora, let me borrow from your word, of court orders. Deliberately so, because he controlled instruments of security at the time. Coincidentally, 8 police officers who were charged for killing baby Pendo, a very young child, a baby, so to speak, who offered no threat to anyone, was killed in a gangland style in Kisumu by police officers who have now been set free by the ODPP due to lack of evidence.
You've watched and listened to the video clip, ladies and gentlemen. Jared Okello and other ODM MPs are now pretending to say or to convince us that UDA administration is as white as snow. They never done or they never have any political issue on the abduction. They never tear gas Kenyans. They never kill Kenyans. They never arrest Kenyans. They are clean. They are perfect. And they are performing their duties. That is what Jared Okello and other ODM members are trying to tell us. But come to Kenya, most saw this broadcast, want to thank Ayub Abdakir for whatever he has done as also political analyst. Ayub Abdakir asking them a simple question about the baby Pendo, about this broad-based government, how Kenyans are benefiting, what are their take. While Jared Okello, together with other members of parliament, are stranded, they were stranded and tongue-tied, they couldn't explain or furthermore what Kenyans benefit from the so-called broad-based government. Ladies and gentlemen, before I dig deep into this, pleasure to meet you once again. Thank you so much for your continued support in this broadcast, because if it was not your support, then this channel could have not reached where it is as of now. To the new subscribers who had subscribed to this broadcast, I want to say thank you for such kind of a great support. May God bless you. If you're watching me for the first time, having interest to proceed with this kind of political discussion, kindly do me a favor, take a 1 second, click that notification bell and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like my videos, share them to your friends, family and relatives. Ladies and gentlemen, drink water as we proceed with this kind of political observation ahead of 2027. You guess what? There's no another single day I will pretend that I support opposition or I support the government. I will be neutral, and I will remain neutral, firm, because my viewers are also interested in that. When you talk about 2013 to 2017, Raila Odinga did an handshake. Actually, it started with Kibaki, Moi, Uhuru, and now William Ruto. The same William Ruto said that there is not going to be handshake. So inamaanisha wamechukua kile ya Wakenya kama watoto. Wanaongea huko, pande nyingine wanafanya vitu zao. Wanaongea mchana vizuri, usiku wanafanya mambo tofauti. Wakaingia katikati, wakasambaratika na hivi serikali. Wakatoa naibu ya rais, wakafanya mambo yao yote. 2017 baby Pendo was killed, a broad daylight, by the police officers, by some of the rogue police officers who uses forces, thinking that they will never die. The government wakaenda hivi, wakasema watafanya hiyo mwelekeo, waelezea wa Kenya, mbona huyu mtoto aliuawa. No one came up with better result. The CDF boss, the late Ogola, died on a plane crash. The government is still coming up, we will do investigation. No one is coming with substantial thing. ODM wakavurugana, wakasema hii serikali ni mbaya, hii serikali iko na hivi na hivi. Saa hii hao ndio wanasema serikali ya UDA inafanya kazi, hadi wanajiita mtukufu rais. People like John Mbadi, people like Jared Okello, people like Junet Mohammed, of all the people, even Oledamo Lekina. So they are following Raila Odinga. This Raila Odinga we are seeing, not that he is not a respected man, he is, but he is a con man who always have a political handshake. Together with his brother William Ruto, they are enjoying Kenyan taxes by using, using what we call handshake, using Kenyan taxes. By performing handshake using Kenyan's taxes. They never touch their money, and they are greedy for power. They are greedy for any job vacancies. They are only appoint their own people like Jared Okello. If you go to Nyando, maji inapeleka watu huko. Sahi anasema serikali inafanya kazi. Amekaa kwa MP mara ngapi? Maji inapeleka tu watu huko Nyando. Hadi umewahi sikia. Ukienda huko hakuna hata siku moja amekuja, how can we stop this flood? Yeye ni MP. Yeye ni MP. They are ODM vultures who pretend to be good in the sight of the government, but they loot the county funds, they loot the country fund, and they all take it without even considering what Kenyans need, without even considering the vision and the dream Kenyans are having. So Ayub Abdakir exposed them. Jared Okello was grinding his teeth together with other MP because he's the person whom I captured to as well too. He couldn't explain more. He couldn't say more about Raila. He couldn't defend William Ruto. He couldn't defend Raila Odinga. He remained stranded live on a camera, and no one couldn't even expect this. Because when you lie too much, all those lies will come, and you will get it difficult not to make these lies to become facts. Wakenya wamechoka na hii mambo ya folk, wamechoka na hii mambo ya history. Mfanyie wananchi kazi. Mwache hii siasa ya ukabila, mwache hii siasa ya biashara. Ati leo mimi niko kwa chama cha ODM. Sasa lazima nikishindwa niende nishikane na ule mtu mwenye ako kwa chama ingine ndio wanifavor. Saa hiyo wale wanaumia. Fanya mzuri, hawa watakuchagua na utakuwa mzuri. That is what Kenyans need. Not people like Jared Okello. And this Ayub Abdakir is a man and a half. He knows how to catch them. This is not the first time Ayub Abdakir exposing these men. These are men who are just there for business and even not having any interest in the opposition. Let them remain in the opposition, wafanye serikali, wafanye endelee na kazi kuliko kukaa na kukua kwa biashara. That is the drama in Citizen TV. As Raila Odinga's men remain stranded, they couldn't explain what is broad-based government. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your take? Give us your opinion at the comment section below. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.